So we, of course, don't assume that you are a physics major or want to be a physics major. It's a course for non-majors, and we completely understand that. I do a lot of demos in my classes. I also take demos out to K through 12 schools, so you can imagine the demos that are used are all accessible, blowing things up with liquid nitrogen, exploding marshmallows, beds of nails, that kind of fun stuff to kind of get the idea that physics isn't just equations and math and that kind of thing. We can actually do something interesting. The difference for the honors physics 211 section is not the lecture. You do get 5 credits, which is good when you're adding up those honor credits. But 4 of those credits are you're in a lecture with other non-honor students. It's a rather large lecture hall, usually 50 to 70 kind of thing in that room. So that part doesn't feel so much like an honors class. But then the lab is the part that's the honors course. And so the once a week we get together for those 2 hours. And instead of more like the cookbook, if you think of maybe some of your high school lab classes, things like that, where it says, measure this, put it in box A, and measure that, and put it in box B, and then divide those two and get to numbers. Like, are we really doing science? This is more open-ended. You come in each week and I basically give you a single sheet of information. I show you how the equipment's used, so you don't hurt yourself, you don't hurt me, and that kind of thing when we're in lab. And then I want you to design the lab. Now we kind of coach you along the way for the first few, but by the end it's like you really are designing the labs that how you want to do that lab, not so much how I'm telling you to do the lab. So a lot of the things that Mike Carney said about his chemistry lab is what we do in this physics 211 lab. So it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of chance for assistance, whether it's from me or from the tutoring in the department and things like that. So I don't want anybody to be afraid of like, oh, I'm not a science person, or whatever, because we can handle that. Even at the honors level, I don't think it's just a harder class. I think it's coming at science in a much different way, a much more open-ended way. So it's your questions that we want to answer, not really just the questions of whatever the lab manual would say. So I think it's a good way to do physics through the honors program. So if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.